76ers season is already doomed. I mean, it's been doomed for so long. It's over for them for this season. But there's a lot of hope for future season, next season. But we're just going to talk about how they have failed really bad this season and how they might be still a contender next season. So let's get into it. So the 76ers just announced that Joel Embiid will be out for the rest of the season. Embiid didn't really play much, only played 19 games this season, and he's only going to play 19 games for the whole season. He did okay in some of the games, but most of the games he was not good because his knee is still injured, and that's why they ruled him out for the season because of a knee injury that has been ongoing for the whole season, and he couldn't really do anything. His knee really bothered him, and I don't know why they still played him. But they finally cut him off for the rest of the season, which is a good thing, so he can heal, get ready for the next season. And that leaves the 76ers with Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. Paul George recently announced that he was going to stop doing his podcast for a while to focus on basketball. But, I mean, I don't know what else you need to focus on because he might get shut down too since he's been dealing with some injuries as well. And the Sixers are right now 20 and 38, which is one of the worst teams in the league. They are actually the 12th seed in the East, and they look like they're probably not making the play-in, which might actually be a good thing for them, since this season, with all the injuries, like in the start of the season, Paul George and Joel Embiid injured. Then right when Paul George comes back, Tyrese Maxey gets injured. And then Jared McCain does well, and he gets injured. Caleb Martin gets injured, and he gets traded for Quentin Grimes. And then just all the veterans like Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Andre Drummond, all injured. And they weren't even that good. But like that Jared McCain injury is also bad. But he will be back next season, which is great for the 76ers. And since the Thunder have their pick, top six protected, they might as well tank. They're already one of the six worst teams in the league, I believe. And might as well like start tanking. There's not many games left in the season, which is very, very good. 24 games left in the season for the Sixers, which means that the NBA playoffs is coming really soon. I'm very excited for that. So you will expect a lot of content from me before the playoffs as the playoff race is starting to heat up and the playoffs are about to start. It's about to be a great time. It's about to be a great playoffs, especially in the Western Conference. And let's go back to the 76ers, though. So, like, even if they win a lot of games and stuff, which is not really that plausible because they don't even have Embiid, Paul George is injured, their depth is not good as players like Jared McCain, Justin Edwards, who was a solid rookie that they just got, is injured, but I believe he came back recently. But their depth is not really good. However, next season they might actually be good. They do have pretty solid depth, and trading Caleb Martin got them Gershon Yabusele. Yabusele a chance to re-sign him. He's been really good this season, coming back from playing overseas for 5 seasons. He has been one of the bright spots for Philly, along with players like Jared McCain, Justin Edwards, Adem Bona, and Lonnie Walker is on the Philadelphia 76ers now, back in the NBA finally. He hasn't looked good, but he might be a decent role player for them next season. And then also Kelly Oubre might be going into free agency, and they might be able to sign someone to replace him. But with a lineup of Maxey next season, along with Jared McCain, Paul George, Yabusele, and Joel Embiid, if they're all healthy, still looks like a great lineup with bench pieces like Justin Edwards and a lot of other players that they sign in free agency. Do some trade. Quentin Grimes looks like a pretty solid player that will come. They might be able to re-sign him this offseason since they got him from that Caleb Martin trade. Jared Butler has been looking pretty good as well for them. And just overall, their depth is okay. But this season, why they should tank is because this is one of the best drafts in recent history. And there is Cooper Flag. since the 76ers are so bad. And I mean, recently I believe they're kind of trying to tank anyways. They've been on like a 9-game losing streak, losing 10 of their last 11. Like, they could be getting Cooper Flag, and if they get Cooper Flag along with the young core of Maxey, McCain, Edwards, Grimes, like, this will be a really good team for now and the future. Like, Cooper Flag can help them contend right now because he is NBA ready. If you saw him play against the Olympics, that was last season before he even went to college. He looked like he fit in the NBA, and he was really good for their Team USA select team, which is really good if 76ers get him. That also fills a power forward spot that if they don't re-sign Yabusele, not able to, that would be a great fit for them. Good defense, which the 76ers really need right now, and bring solid offense. But if they don't get him, they could still get someone like Ace Bailey. I would prefer the 76ers get a forward. They already have a ton of guards or a center, like a forward or center, that would help them. But like a power forward would be a great spot, or a small forward, because Paul George is probably going to retire soon. So if they get someone like Ace Bailey, there's a lot of other prospects there. Can't name off the top of my head. But like with a top 6 pick, that would be really good for the 76ers. So they need to hope that the lottery falls into their odds and they luck into a top 3 pick or just a top 6 pick to keep their pick. And even if they don't want it, maybe they could trade it for something because this is a really stacked draft. So Embiid, if healthy, is still a top 10, 15 player in the league. He was just MVP 2 seasons ago, averaging 36 points per game just last season. And if he's fully healthy, he's still going to be a problem. Tyrese Maxey averaged 28 points per game this season. Looks like a star still. Paul George, I mean, he is not going to be a star anymore. He's going to be a juiced up role player. He's probably going to average like 15, 17 points per game. But if he still brings good defense and stuff, that'll be okay if they have good depth around the big 3. Now, if they want to win a championship, they have to win it next season because Paul George's contract is insane. And this is coming from a PG fan. It is pretty big. So they want to contend. They want Paul George to play at a high level, and he probably only has 1 to 2 more years playing at a high level before he becomes like a bench player, like a role, like a not even starter anymore. Maybe like 2 to 3. So they have to definitely win before that and draft well because yeah. But if they don't get their pick this season, it's actually not good for them because they need that pick to get a player that can help them win now and for the future. So that's basically the biggest thing for the 76ers right now. But yeah, they're not going to make the play-in most likely. They are like 3 games behind the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets, who are fighting for that 10th spot in the play-in. I mean, they could still possibly make it, but I mean, it's not going to be good if they make it because they lose their pick anyway. And what are they fighting for? AC without Embiid? Like, they're not going to win the championship. So, just 76ers, just wait for next season and it'll probably be better. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.